Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Professions at Walden University. In this video, I will be talking about how to understand poverty from a geographic perspective. And in order to talk about this, I will be talking about a county that I had personally visited about 11 years ago. And um, I actually saw this county in the headlines, and so I wanted to talk about this a little bit more. So, for starters, I wanted to give this some context here. So, um, I had actually read the book Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. And in this book, there was um, a lot of detailed accounts of the struggles between the native population and a lot of the land rights. And so the fact is this: communities are comprised of a rich, complex network and a tapestry of resources in which stakeholders and leaders need to use understanding of geography in order to tailor interventions. And so we can help make a lot of tailored interventions, public health interventions at the community level if we use the right resources as it pertains to geography. And that is the case that I'm trying to make as I explain the tragic plight of the individuals that reside within this county. So, the only concrete way that we can actually accomplish this and understand the needs of the community and the resources that are needed is to compare granular county level information and use this to compare to the state and also national levels. And if we understand where everything is in comparison to the other, then the next step is to create objectives. And Healthy People 2030 are national, data driven objectives that can be utilized in order to help meet the needs of communities. So again, the county in focus is the Oglala Lakota County. It's a county which is considered one of the poorest within the United States. And again, some of the recent headlines, which I will share with you, I actually came across some concrete uh, data supporting this. So when I started, I said that I visited this place many years ago. And so I actually had the rare opportunity to interview some of the residents and also some of the local community college staff members regarding some of the issues and some of the major health concerns within the Pine Ridge Reservation, which is the eighth largest reservation within the United States, and within the Oglala Lakota County community. So, within this county, the Pine Ridge Reservation is. And so, this picture is from the actual memorial for Wounded Knee. And so, this is a picture that I had taken from there. So transitioning to this map, now we can take a look at some of the color coding and what this represents throughout this map. So this is a representation of the poverty status and the percentage of the population considered within the poverty status. So if we take a look, we can kind of take a look at South Dakota, and right here is South Dakota. Here are the counties within South Dakota, and then we can focus on the specific county that we are trying to pay attention to. So as we can see, this is the southern part of South Dakota, and a lot of these counties are in purple. And if we look over here, the highest poverty rates are greater than 11.22%. And according to this um, heat map, that is considered extremely high. So purple, anything in purple is considered extreme poverty. And as we see here, Oglala Lakota County, South Dakota, the poverty rate is 28.34%. And so, um, of course, this is based on 14,227 individuals. So after I visited the Social Explorer website and found that there was extreme poverty within Oglala Lakota County, I wanted to confirm this by looking into another important geospatial website, which is County Health Rankings. And so in here, I also was trying to look for the county value and looking at another important measure that is a reflection of poverty and socioeconomic status, which is life expectancy. So here I took South Dakota, uh, the data available from there, and also kind of browse through the list. And as you can see, a lot of these life expectancies, like Kingsbury, is 80.4. But then if you scroll down to Oglala Lakota County, this stands out by the life expectancy being only 64.4. So this led me to look in other resources. So then the next important website that I visited after looking at Social Explorer and then County Health Rankings is the Global Burden of Disease. And so this has specific county level data regarding the health of the county. And I'm going to highlight some of the important details that are included within this. So just looking over here, starting Oglala Lakota County, uh, we can see that the life expectancy, especially for males in 2014, is 62.8. Now, among females, it's a bit higher at 71. However, both of these are well below the state average and also well below the national average. And so, as you can see, even though right here there's a change, but this change increase is not considerable enough to be considered significant. So now if we look, so now looking at all-cause mortality, we see some of the same patterns here. And as we can see, all-cause mortality is much higher in Oglala Lakota County versus state and national. But something important to point out here is the fact that you have a decrease between 1980 and 2014. And so that is why it's so important to point out these numbers right here to take a look at if there's an improvement or not. Um, so again, and to understand what that means. So in this situation, a decrease in all-cause mortality, in fact, is a good thing. So understanding directionality and understanding if that's um, an improvement or actual worsening of the symptoms. So looking here and scrolling down, we can also take a look at ischemic heart disease, which even though it has gone down, still is higher, especially among males. So that's something that is important to note. So if we look further, cerebral vascular disease, strokes, those are also a reflection of overall health within the county. And again, in males, this is something that is seen higher. And so if we look through cancer, also in males, there are much higher incidence, but also females, much higher incidence of lung cancer within Oglala Lakota County than South Dakota. But let's take a look at what's happening to the trends here. So if we look here, um, one of these statistics went up and one of these went down. So even though the uh, Oglala Lakota County rates are not much higher than South Dakota, but the direction is in the wrong direction. However, in comparison, males it went down. So now just taking a quick tour through this, diabetes rates have actually gone up, and that is not a trend that we want to see. And self-harm, interpersonal violence, mortality has actually increased among females, and that is also another alarming trend here. So if we look now at some of these mental and substance use disorders, these have increased among females. And so this is another area that requires intervention. And if we visited Healthy People 2030, then we can actually make a difference in some of these rates. And so if we look at smoking, it has declined slightly, but there's still progress to be made. And then obesity rates are actually increasing. And so, again, another area through um, policies regarding sugary drinks and whatnot, there needs to be more progress made. So, overall, this, in summary, is the synopsis of the county of Oglala Lakota County. Um, I wanted to take an opportunity to provide some detailed health statistics and demonstrate how geographic information can be used to create tailored public health interventions. And I hope some of this information can be used by public health practitioners in order to create interventions that will be beneficial to the community so that some of these health outcomes improve. We have more life expectancy, increased life expectancy, which is at par to the state and federal levels, and also some more decreased uh, levels of substance use. Thank you for listening to this.